Bonjour, Sego. Hello, everybody. My name is Shuma, and welcome to a cooking video. Today's cooking video, I'm going to be making chicken quesadillas. Chicken quesadilla is like a Mexican grilled cheese. But instead of just cheese and bread, this is a tortilla wrap with all kinds of things in it. It could be just cheese, or you could put cilantro, beans, chicken, onions, avocado, tomatoes, all kinds of things you can put in here. And it turns out super, super delicious. So here's how we make quesadillas. All right, so for today's cooking activity, we're going to be using a few different ingredients. First of all, for our base, we're going to use a tortilla. Next, we're going to have some cheese, which we're going to shred. And the shredded cheese will be so tasty when it's melted in the quesadilla. And we're also going to add some vegetables. So I have an avocado. I love my avocados sliced or in guacamole. I just love the taste of avocados. Next, we also have a tomato that I'm going to add. I'm going to dice it in tiny little cubes, and then I'm going to add it into the quesadilla. Then we're also going to have chicken. So the chicken, we don't need to have meat in the quesadillas, but today I'm going to make a chicken quesadilla. So I have a chicken thigh, and I'm going to season it with 3 different spices, 3 different herbs. We have oregano, we have chili powder, and we also have ground cumin. Then the last thing we'll be adding will be our dips. And this is the dips that you can dip your quesadilla in when your quesadilla is ready. So I have sour cream and salsa. So these are all the ingredients that we'll be using today for our quesadilla. I can't wait. All right, so I'm going to start off with my shredding. So I have my cheese, and I got a knife right here. I'm going to cut it open. And I'm going to grab my cheese grater, and we're going to shred the cheese. It's really tempting to eat the cheese while you shred it, but try to hold off because it's going to taste delicious once it's inside the quesadilla wrap. Maybe just slightly a little more cheese because I do love my cheese. Lovely. All right, I think that's definitely enough grated cheese. So I'm going to put this aside for the time being. And now I'm going to take out my cutting board. And I'm going to take out my knife. And I'm going to cut my avocado. And then I'll cut my tomato. And these will be my vegetables, which I'll also put aside to put in my quesadilla wrap afterwards. So to cut my avocado, there are a few different ways to cut your avocado, but I'm going to cut it like this. Cut it right through, all around. And my avocado is really ripe right now, so it's perfect. So it comes off just like that. Then I'm going to slice it like so. If you need an adult supervision, that is always helpful too. And I'm just going to slice into little cubes. There's different ways you can do it. You can always just cut them, take out little, just big slices like that. Or you can cut it out into little cubes and put it in your quesadilla wrap. Lovely. And then you could just scoop it out with a spoon or just with your knife like this. My avocado is so ripe that it's just all falling out of its skin. Lovely. Next, I'll take my tomato and I'll cut it into little chunks as well. just cube it any way possible, any way you like. Just as long as it's inside the wrap, it'll be delicious. All right, now that the cheese and the vegetables are all prepped, I'm gonna take the meat and I'm gonna cut and season it, and then I'm gonna fry it so it's all ready to put inside the quesadilla. And remember, when handling chicken, always make sure to wash your hands and the items that the raw chicken touches before you touch anything else. So for today, I'm going to just use 2 pieces of the chicken, just because I'm making only 2 quesadillas. But you can always cut up more for yourself if you have more people eating. So what I'm essentially going to do is just cut up my chicken a little bit, just so it's easier to fit inside the quesadilla when I'm cooking, when I'm frying the quesadilla with the vegetables in it as well. So I'm just going to cut it up into thin slices like this. And also, it'll cook a lot faster too when it's cut up in small pieces. Now that I cut up the chicken, I'm going to take my bowl and I'm going to put the raw chicken inside the bowl. And then I'm going to put my seasoning inside with the raw chicken, and I'm going to mix it up together just so they're all seasoned well together. Since I'm only cooking a little bit of chicken today, I'm only going to put in 1/4 of a teaspoon of spices in with my raw chicken. So first of all, I'm going to put in 1/4 of chili powder, 1/4 of a teaspoon. Next, I'm going to put in 1/4 of a teaspoon of fresh ground cumin. Lovely. And last of all, I'm going to take my oregano. I'm going to use 1/4 of a teaspoon of oregano. Okay. Now I can mix them all together. You can see all 3 spices in with the raw chicken, and I'm going to just mash them all together, mix it all together. You can use a fork if you don't want to use your hands. And you just get the spices all in with the raw meat. Wonderful. Now let's turn on our stovetop and fry up our chicken. Okay, so on medium heat, I'm going to put in some olive oil onto the pan. And I'm going to spread it around. And let it get nice and hot, and then I'll put my chicken onto the pan. Since the chicken is already cut up in small pieces, it shouldn't take too long to fry. So just keep an eye on it. Once your chicken is cooked, you're going to take it out of the pan and you're going to put it on your plate and let it sit for a second. Okay, now that the chicken is done, it is time to do the fun part. Let's make our quesadilla. All right, got my tortilla. First thing I'll do is take some cheese. I'm going to take a generous amount of cheese and place it inside my tortilla. This is going to be so tasty. All right, I got my cheese. Next, I will take my avocado. I'm going to place my avocado along with my cheese inside my tortilla. Now, I'm gonna take my tomato. Got my tomato in here. Remember, if you put too much stuff in your tortilla, it might be hard to fold. So just be mindful when you're doing this. I always forget. Okay, now I got my chicken. I'm gonna place my chicken inside. This is gonna be a big quesadilla. Lovely. And now that I have my chicken in here, my tomato, and my avocado, and my cheese, I'm gonna fold it in half like this. So it looks like a half moon. Just fold it. And then I'm gonna place it on my frying pan, and I'm gonna fry it up. Once your pan is nice and hot, you'll take your quesadilla and you'll place it right onto the pan. And just like a grilled cheese, you're gonna let it get golden brown on one side before you flip it and let it cook on the other side. All right, I think my quesadilla is ready, so now I can just place it right here on the plate. All right, now I can add a little bit of salsa to my plate if I like. I can also add some sour cream. And there you go. You have yourself a delicious quesadilla. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that cooking video today. I'm so excited to eat my quesadilla now. So, until next time, guaba minwa. See you later, everybody.